Hello, I'm Mrs. Ezard and I'm head teacher of Windlesham Village Infant School. I've recorded this PowerPoint to talk you through how the children will start school in September and to think about those early steps with you.
Even though we can't welcome you in person yet, we are keeping you in mind and we're looking forward to September. So the aim of this presentation is to welcome you to our school, to begin to outline how your child will start school and to think through those early days. We want our children to be engaged and motivated, curious, resilient and confident, tolerant and caring, independent, happy. We champion the small school and we're really glad you're joining us. Our induction process means we will begin to connect with each family and support you as you start school. It's very much a partnership between home and school. At present, we don't know what restrictions the government will have in place for September. It is likely that social distancing will still be with us. For this reason, I am unable to confirm start dates. I appreciate that this can be frustrating, and I hope you will all understand why schools are unable to finalise their dates. In addition to this PowerPoint, I'll be sending you a letter to explain which class your child has been placed in, and I'll follow that up with a phone call in case you have any questions. We'd like to offer you a short visit to school on the 3rd or the 10th of July. I hope you'll feel able to come and see us. We'll be giving you an All About Me pack and we'll ask you to fill it in to help us to get to know your child and help them to settle quickly. We want to offer you a group visit, possibly at the end of August or the beginning of September, and staggered start times as the children begin school. We'll need to clarify all of these measures once we've received more government guidance. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce the reception team to you. They are experienced and skilled. They absolutely love teaching reception, and I know you'll have a good year with them. Teaching in Kingfisher class, which is for reception and Year 1 children, is Miss Leggett. She's our Deputy Head Teacher, the Early Years Leader, and the Deputy Designated Safeguarding Lead. Mrs. Stickland and Mrs. Andrew share our class. Mrs. Stickland works on Mondays. On Tuesdays, she'll work in Kingfisher class, and Mrs. Andrew will teach our class Tuesday to Friday. They're an excellent team. Here's Mrs. Easter. It's her job to support children with additional learning needs. That might involve a referral to our speech therapist, for example, or getting specialist advice about how best to help your child in school. It's very much a partnership, and she works at the beginning of every week. We are very lucky to have an enthusiastic, experienced and skilled staff team, not just in Year R, but across the school. These are the people that mostly work in reception: Mrs. Miles, Mrs. McMahon, Mrs. Hart, Mrs. Graham Scott, Mrs. Waters, Mrs. West, Mrs. Williams. You will already have had some contact with Mrs. Atkinson and Mrs. Vikram. They deal with all of the administration of the school and are the first point of contact for you. Mixed stage classes mean 2 year groups in one class. For Kingfisher and Owl classes, this means that alongside our new reception children, there will be a small number of Year 1 pupils in the class. These Year 1 pupils are our youngest children in the year group, so there won't be a big age gap between them and the oldest children in reception, our autumn-born children. When deciding which class your child will be placed in, We try and get an even distribution of autumn, spring and summer children in both classes, as well as an even distribution of boys and girls. It depends each year how this is done. I believe this year there are slightly more boys than girls. I've been giving careful thought as to what school will look like post-lockdown. Being positive, I see this as an opportunity to approach the year differently. Mixed stage classes will give us flexibility in our teaching approach. Kingfisher and Owl classes will be structured as reception classes. We'll be teaching to the early years curriculum so that we ensure that our reception children meet their age-related milestones, aiming for the early learning goals at the end of the year. Whole school topics will mean that the whole school follow the same theme, meaning that the teacher can then direct their teaching for both year groups in their class. I know the reception children will benefit from having older role models in their class to help them. Mixed stage teaching relies on good organisation, detailed knowledge of the pupils in the class, skilled teaching and teamwork, all strengths of our school. These are the dates we set before the pandemic forced schools to shut. Right now, it is unclear what government restrictions will be in place. It will depend very much how much social distancing we are required to do. I know you're all busy people who like to plan ahead, so I've left these dates as a guide. It's something to aim for. They may change, and I need you to understand now that any change may be beyond my control. I'll give you as much notice as I can. So for the first few days and the first full week, the children attend just for the morning. In the second full week, the children stay for lunch, which they get very excited about. From the third week onwards, the children stay full time. Please note that we start and finish our day earlier than other schools. There will be mixed emotions as your child starts school, from adults and children alike. I remember when my son started school and how nervous I was for him. Even though I'm an experienced reception teacher myself, I found it hard to think about my baby, my child, being old enough to start school. So if I can give you one piece of advice, hide any first day nerves that you may have. Emotions can be contagious, so really what you want to portray as a parent is calm enthusiasm, even if you don't really feel that. Your child is in excellent hands, and we will take very good care of them. When you drop off, we'll want you to have a big smile, and once you've said goodbye, my advice to you would be, don't look back. Those children who do cry tend to stop once parents have gone out of sight. We'll keep them busy and distract them. We want them to settle and love school. If you are at all concerned, it's okay to email or phone the school office to ask how your child is. And settling children is what we do. We have years of experience between us, and we're not easily surprised. We can take most things in our stride. Talk to us if you have any concerns. We can always make time for you before or after school. Drop-off and pick-up times are busy and not the best time for a longer conversation about something you are worried about. But we'd want you to share your worries with us. We want to help your child settle and feel happy in school. Ours is a small village school. We want you to feel welcomed and part of our community. It may be harder while we're socially distanced, but I encourage you to start building a network and look out for each other. Children learn best when they are happy and feel secure. The children come from lots of different nurseries, so we work hard to help them to get to know each other and make friends. The early days should look a lot like their preschool experience. Having familiar toys and activities should help them to relax and feel welcomed. We are mindful that all of the children will have missed part of their preschool experiences due to the lockdown. In that way, everyone is in the same situation. We'll focus on establishing clear routines, firm boundaries with high expectations. We'll take a positive approach to behaviour management where we want to catch them being good and praise the behaviours we like. But we'll also be clear about the rules and what is not allowed. And we will work together with you on this. Often, as a rule, no news is good news. That means that if we've had to talk to your child about not sharing, for instance, or snatching toys from children, we'll talk to you and hope you'll reinforce that message at home. A key difference from nursery or preschool is that we don't have key workers with 6 in a group. The teacher and teaching assistant work with all of the children throughout the day, so we won't be able to give as much detail about the day as you might be used to. The children have a busy day and we are quick to establish routines. The children respond well to structure and knowing what is happening now and what comes next. The class stops mid-morning for a snack break before playtime. Being a small school, we find the children mix well and play across the classes. There will always be a member of staff from your child's class in the playground in those early days. All of our learning assistants are also midday supervisors, so there will be someone your child knows to help at lunchtime too. The children are generally tired at the end of the day. You might find they need an earlier bedtime on a school night. I'm sure you share our hopes that the children would become more and more independent as they get older. This includes areas like toileting, organising their book bag and their water bottle, taking their coat on and off. We encourage them to do this from the very first day. It's how we start to develop independent learners. We'll show the children where their peg is so that they can hang up their things and where to find their tray and special place on the carpet. We'll support them to get ready for home time and remember all of their things. Of course, we'll remind them to go to the toilet and encourage them to go and use the toilet, and we'll want them to manage that for themselves as they settle. The children in reception learn outside every day. We have lovely grounds for the children to play in. Another feature of our school is Forest School. Currently it runs every Wednesday, so each class takes their turn once a month. On Forest School Day, the children come to school in garden clothes and spend half a day in our copse, our woods, so the class is split into 2 groups for the day. We've noticed how much the children benefit from using this outdoor space for learning. We'll send a weekly newsletter by email every Friday, which tells you of events coming up. You can use the dates on our website to synchronize with your own electronic calendar, and I'd advise you to make a careful note of events so that you and your child can be organized. Now, absence. If your child is not well enough to come to school on any given day, please make contact with us to inform us. Because once we've taken the register, we will have to contact anyone who is absent if we haven't heard from them. Just like in nursery, if your child has had sickness or diarrhea, they can't attend until 48 hours has elapsed since the last episode. Ideally, we'd like 4 emergency contacts in case your child falls ill and needs collecting. If you don't have close family living nearby, have a think about who else you can call on in an emergency. If ever these contact details change, please let us know. If someone else is going to collect your child on a regular basis, like a grandma or an auntie, please let us know. If you're going to lift share with another family, inform us in writing that it's always okay if the other family are picking up instead of you. If ever someone else different is collecting your child, please let us know in advance, as we will not release your child without calling you to check. If the person is not known to us, a description of what they look like and a password is helpful for added security. Holidays. Please don't take holidays in term time. Children become statutory school age in the term after they turn 5 years old, and holidays can't be authorised absence. Occasionally, I will be able to authorise leave in exceptional circumstance. One example would be if you're a member of the emergency services or the armed forces, where leave is very restricted. If ever you want to take leave, there is a yellow form to complete before the date to ask for authorisation. Please be honest when you complete it. And please don't call in sick. Sooner or later, we'll find out that you went on holiday. And I want our relationship to be based on honesty. We work hard to keep you all happy, but I realise that's not always possible with over 100 families to serve. We'd like you to talk things through with us if we have upset you. I'd want you to talk to the class teacher first, as you may not need to escalate things and come and see me as head teacher. If I've upset you, I'd like us to talk things through. Alex Griffiths, our Chair of Governors, will hear your complaint if you need to escalate it. But of course, I hope that we will never give you cause to complain. Lastly, Friday playdates. Please try and organise these ahead of time. A few years ago, it was nearly impossible to get anything finished in the offices on a Friday afternoon because parents kept phoning with last-minute changes to collection due to playdates. We'd like to offer you the chance to buy good as new uniform on the days in July that I've set aside for visits. Kids Biz are running a remote service and are happy to help you with choosing sizes when you've got to order online. Please make sure that you buy a school book bag when you purchase the rest of your uniform. Velcro is much easier for the children to manage than buckles or laces. You won't need to send the children in with plimsolls or trainers until close to Christmas, possibly even after Christmas. We'll let you know when they need them for PE. Unless it's baking hot, the children will need a coat every day. We want the children to be warm and dry when they are outside. We don't mind what colour the coat is. Please name everything, even socks, if you can. Iron-on names are handy for this, or a Sharpie laundry pen. If you do buy a school coat, it would be helpful if you add a zip charm or a ribbon to the zip so that it's easily identifiable. Long hair needs to be tied back, and we ask that you stick to school colours, blue, white, grey and black, for ribbons, hair ties and clips. Children are not allowed to wear jewellery to school, and this includes earrings. And hair shouldn't be shorter than a grade 2, with no patterns or tramlines, please. I can recommend the school dinners, but ultimately it's up to you. If your child is a fussy eater, you might decide a packed lunch from home is best. At present, the government fund all school lunches in an infant school, and I hope that continues next year. All children will be offered a piece of fruit for snack time around 10:30. Again, if your child is fussy and only eats certain fruits, you might want to send a piece of fruit for them in their book bag. But please not yogurt-covered raisins or those kinds of snacks, just a piece of fruit. If you wish, you can subscribe to Cool Milk, so your child has a carton of milk mid-morning. If your child is lactose intolerant, you can provide an alternative, but please don't send almond milk in. We have a number of children in school with nut allergies, so we can't have almond milk, Bakewell tarts, Nutella, peanut butter, or similar products in school. Please tell us if your child has any allergies. We can cater for these with school dinners. Please stick to a clear pattern if your child is going to alternate between packed lunches and school dinners. Most families take advantage of the shorter day the first week that the children stay for lunch and let them try a school dinner for the week. If they don't like it, you'll be home soon and you'll be able to give them their lunch at home. We'll let you know when you collect them after lunch if they haven't eaten much. I try and eat with the children once a week, so I get to spend time with them. Our kitchen staff are very kind to the children. We have wraparound care for the children in the form of breakfast club and after school club. SCL run our breakfast club from 7:45 to 8:30, offering a breakfast of cereal and/or toast, alongside activities and games. Complete Coaching run a fantastic after-school club from 3 till 6 p.m. They give the children snacks and make sure they're active and having fun while you're at work. Alternatively, local childminders collect children from school at home time, and our most local childminder is Fiona May. We are really glad you are joining our school, and we're looking forward to getting to know you. Our school is part of the Alliance Multi-Academy Trust, which gives us great support and an opportunity to share good practice and ideas across the 5 schools in the Trust. Our PTA offer a range of social events and fundraisers over the year, and have recently funded 2 interactive whiteboards for the classrooms, as well as new playground equipment and resurfacing. There will be plenty of ways for you to get involved in the life of the school: volunteering in class, helping the PTA plan and run events, or perhaps joining our Parents Forum to give your feedback on school life. Thanks for listening. Please get in contact if you have any questions.
I hope that PowerPoint was helpful for you. I'm going to follow it up with a phone call. If you have any questions for me, please ask me. We'll be sending out an email with a letter that explains which class your child will be in, and I hope you'll feel able to visit us on the 3rd or the 10th of July. We're really looking forward to welcoming you here in September. Take care. Bye-bye.